Hey there, friends. I hope you are having a great Thursday. It's Thursday, one of my favorite days of the week. But kind of, let's face it, y'all. If you're up and you're vertical and you're around and you're in your right mind, then it's a good day, right? Yesterday we did some harvesting by tens, and we took a magazine and we harvested the magazine by tens. We chose 10 text elements, 10 focal images, 10 color blocks, 10 words, and 10 folded pages. So I wanted to show you guys how to use your harvest basket for a few little art projects. Now, this kind of came about because I'm just not a huge fan of a lot of stuff, and that's just me. You know, everybody has their own take on stuff. I also, you know, there's another reason that I don't like a lot of stuff is because I know this is not my permanent. I mean, this is my house. You know, I own my house, but I know that eventually I will want to move to somewhere else. We've always wanted a place that is close to, you know, a really nice water outlet. We have the James River, and it is down the street a bit, but they are, man, oh man, they're just, I mean, we don't have a view of the James when we leave our neighborhood and turn right anymore, because it is absolutely inundated with condominiums, and that has, you know, along the riverfront, and that's blocked our view of the riverfront. So, you know, we want to live somewhere where there's a usable kind of river space or lake space or something like that. So I know this is not going to be, you know, my forever home, even though I love it. And that's another thought too. You know, I don't want to get in a position where I have to rent a truck to move stuff when we move. So, you know, I'm just kind of thinking ahead there. Let's start with the color blocks, because I think that color blocks are a lot of fun to play with, and you can use them in different ways. And when I say color blocks, I just mean like vivid blocks of color. So I'm going to take this color block, and what I really do like to do with things like this is I love to make folded paper flowers. And I forgot my scissors, so let me grab those real quick. Magazine paper flowers are just a lot of fun. So we had our color block there. Okay, so we've made some paper flowers just like that. Let's do a couple of these. I like this color block as well, and I think it would go nicely with the other one, because I am going to layer these flowers. I'm going to go for kind of different shapes. So we'll see how that turns out. There we go. So we've got this one and this one. So we've used a couple of our color blocks here. I also love to take text and do the same thing. So we're going to take one of our text pages, and we're going to fold that. Now this is a rather big page, so let me just get part of this. Let's just do part of it. And you can see how nicely this might work in something like a start box in the morning. You know, you could do a whole, like, a harvest by 10, have your elements all ready, and then, you know, you could do a harvest by 10 at night, and then have your elements all ready to play with in the morning. It's a great, like, little warm-up project for an art day. All right, so we have our text element. We have the color blocks that we cut out. Now let's take these things and jazz them up just a little bit. And the way that I'm going to jazz them up is I want to use a gel pen. I hope this will work. It's a paint pen from, oh yeah, okay. Sometimes these things really dry up super fast. And all I'm going to do is do a few little dots here. I learned this technique from Miss Jenny Belly, and who does not love Miss Jenny Belly? For this one, I think I'm just going to go with circling some things here. And of course, you know, you can add circles, or you don't even have to use circles. Just, you know, put them together as they are. And with this one, I am going to do the same thing. But I think with this one, I'm going to add just a little bit here. I'll just do 3 circles. My 2 bottom circles have turned into dots, so I'm going to go back and make them into dots. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I think I will put a little bit of white right here. Okay, there we go. We're going to let that one dry just a minute. I'm going to get this one out and go around our paint pen circles with one of my favorite art supplies in the whole world, which is a Sharpie. Alright, there we go. Now, we're going to put these together, so I am going to grab a little bit of Eileen's tacky glue, and we can kind of decide how we want to do this. You know, do we want to allow the text to be on the bottom or the top, or I kind of like that. Let's see how this works. I like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. What do y'all think? I do kind of just like that. Yeah, there we go. That's a layered flower, okay? So let's, and it's not dry, y'all. Sorry about that. But, you know, I did want to just show this to you really quick. I think my glue is stuck. And these are, you know, these are great elements for, to put in your journals. Great little elements to add to flow journals. And you know, you're using your harvesting by 10 elements. All right, let's do a little, let's cut out a circle out of the rest of our text page and put that in the middle. Let's see how that looks. That looks so cute. And then we'll just finish this off. Come on, baby. And to make this look more like a button, I'll just put a couple of buttonholes right here. Okay, so that is a great way to use your Harvested by 10 text pages as well as your color blocks. So there we go. We've got one thing all done. Put the rest of my color blocks back into their paperclip home here. The next thing that I wanted to do was to create a collage focal image. Those are always fun. I want to use, I think what I'm going to do, you guys, is use this color block. And I'm going to tear that. I love the torn edge. I think a torn edge is so much more, you know, interesting. I want to use the text, so we'll do that. And then I need to find a focal image. Now, here's a great thing. I'm not going to a stash of 100 focal images to find a focal image. I'm going to choose something from my Harvesting by Tens little stack here. So let's see what we can find. Oh man, that looks super cool. So there you go. That looks kind of Halloweenish, doesn't it? I've put the rest of my harvested focal images together. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And I love because the color block is kind of a red corpuscle-ish looking thing. And now we've got our skeleton, or the skull, the x-ray of the skull. So let's go ahead and lay down. Probably should be using my glue stick. It dries a lot faster. Before I put this on, I think I'll go around the edge of this with my Sharpie again. Just like that, you know, just to give it a little bit of dimension there. And then I'm going to offset this. I'm not going to put it exactly like, you know, on the, I don't want it in the middle. I'm going to offset it. Just like this. Oh yeah, I love that. All right, now that is, we've used our color block, we've used our text element, and we've used a focal image. And it took like 5 minutes, if that long, probably less than 5 minutes. So now we have, you know, we have our flower, we have a little focal image collage here. Let's see what else we could do. We have the 10 words that we chose from yesterday. So let's, what do we want to do with that? I've got my color blocks over here. I think what I'll do is just choose a color block and maybe pair it with that and use a word. Let's see how that looks. Let's see how that turns out. And I do kind of save my scraps for one session, and then I usually just recycle my scraps into my scrap recycling, which is my recycling. I use a paper grocery bag as my trash can in my office, and then that way when that bag is full I can press it down and kind of, you know, seal it up and put it in the old recycling bin, and that works really, really well. Alright. So we got our color block, which is kind of turning into color circles, which is cool. Alright, I do want to use this on there. And let's choose a word. I love the word connected, but that's too big. I like the word future. I think that kind of looks cool. Okay, so we've got our 10 words from our Harvesting by Tens. Put a little paper clip there. I'm going to go ahead. Remember, this is the color block, this is a color block, this is a word. here. And I'm going to put the word future. If you wanted to, you could hit the edges of the word future with an ink pad, which would probably look pretty cool. Alright, so we have made another layered focal image here, like this. Let's, okay, we've got our folded pages, but I use folded pages in my flow journals. So all of the folded pages, I'm getting ready to put a couple of flow journals together, so I'm putting those to the side. Let's see what else we have to work with here. Let's do more text, and I'll show you just kind of a different way to, with the text, you know, with a text page, you can do so many things. I think what I would like to do, got a little too much to work with here. So let's, rip that apart. And what is really super fun, you guys, is to just cut out shapes. Boy, that was a weird sound. I think somebody with a trailer. Okay. So, you know, heart shape, teardrop shape, you know, if you want to do something like that. I really do love, you know, a teardrop shape. I always do mine upside down, so I can get the top right. So you can do something like that. You can go back with your paint pen. Don't paint it in all the way. You know, leave it to where it has like a little bit of distress to it. You know, you can use something like that. On an art journal page, or your heart on an art journal page. Or you can take your heart and choose some focal images. Remember these focal images that we cut out yesterday? So we've used a text image from our Harvesting by Tens, and this is a focal image from Harvesting by Tens. So we're just going to build ourselves just a little heart right here. I think we'll put that over here. This says time. I'm just playing around here, y'all. Don't really know how we're gonna do this. Okay, I like that. I like that there's a clock here. Let's put that over here. And then just see if we have anything, you know, a small-ish word that might fit here. I am going to grab a stamp pad. This is Ranger Distress ink by Tim Holtz. I love the word legacy in relationship to time, so I think we'll use that. Alright, I kind of like what we have going on here. I'm going to go ahead, kind of just give this a bit of distress-ish look. I really like that. So, you know, it's fun because you have not had to search for anything. You've had all your elements right here. And that's the super cool fun of this technique. I almost think I want to use this as well. And then put it on a bigger, do I have a color block? That would look good with this. Let me just see if I have anything that would go. We have this color block, which is kind of cool. What do you think? I think the color block is a little bright. And I don't have another one, so oh well. That's okay. No problem. Well, I do have this. And it's kind of fragile looking. Cannot decide what I want to. I think what I'm going to do, since I can't decide, is just go with making the heart. And then, you know, I'll decide what to do after that. I can't sit here and decide stuff. It makes me nuts. I have to go fast. And we're going to put time over here. We're going to use a small bit of what we got from this focal image. We're going to put it right here. And then we're going to put the word. I'm going to let that lap off. I'm going to let that kind of come off the edge. I'm not crazy about clean edges. Okay, so there we go. I don't know how I'm going to use that. Like I said, I don't have a big color block for it, so I'm just going to leave it as is. So there we go. I really do like the way that turned out. Okay guys, just a few ideas for the items and elements that you're doing your harvesting by tens. They're you know, you have so many elements to work with without diving into a big storage bin of images and things like that. Now, I talked to some of you guys yesterday about this. It's really up to you, man. It's up to what you want to do, what makes you comfortable. You have to decide what's right for you. This is right for me. It's not right for everybody, but I will tell you, if you try it, you will have a lot of fun with it, and it's kind of very fulfilling because you're not, you know, you're not having to like search and search and search for things. So, you know, if you only have like 30 minutes or so in the morning to do something really quick, then this is a great project for that 30 minutes in the morning. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I'll talk to y'all soon. Happy Thursday.